slide. Maybe. There we go. All right, so another night. We are going into software assurance. So, the security in the software development lifecycle. Establish procedures to create software that is more capable of being deployed in a secure fashion. So this would be like Apple versus Google. Apple has a very stringent process for creating software. You create it, you send it to them, they review it. Once they've done all their checking on it, then they put it up there to be available for people to use. Google, pretty much anybody can make software and put it up there. There is no checking that I have heard available. So if someone puts a virus in it, it's the luck of the draw. And I heard that they had a lot of problems with Flashlight recently. People can gain access to your phone with the Flashlight app. I don't know if anybody else has heard about that, but yeah, so just be careful what you're installing if you have a Google phone. I have a document, and I forgot to bring it with me because I actually printed it out and explained it. But this is basically for educational purposes and different companies. They created this document, which is a process. It contains all of these different sections to help create software, to help make sure that everything is security oriented, and so that everything is created with all of the most current security processes available to make sure that you're hitting all of the different things. I want to shut the door. Kind of, I don't know, it's kind of weird with it being open. This right here is the software development lifecycle, and it kind of breaks it down. This is the normal one, and this is what's different with security, because security has a little extra involved. I mean, you have to keep a little more in mind. So this is our fun slide. Software design principles. Economy of mechanism has nothing to do with money. It's making sure that your program stays simple. Because if you make it really complicated, then you're going to have a lot more problems, a lot more vulnerabilities available. If you keep it simple, it kind of negates that a little bit. Fail-safe defaults. Nakatomi Plaza. Everybody seen Die Hard? Oh my gosh, not everybody's seen Die Hard. Oh, you gotta see it. Especially since Alan Rickman died. It was like the first thing I said, it's a Die Hard kind of night. Okay, Nakatomi Plaza, they cut all the power off in the building, the FBI does, because they're holding hostages. What happens? The safe locks. The vault downstairs, the one that they're trying to actually break into, it's locked. And that was part of the crooks' plan, because they were trying to break into it and they needed the power to be cut beforehand. But fail-safe defaults is a security mechanism in place to lock it down to make it secure. Complete mediation. My husband found this one. TSA, everybody has to go to security. Everybody has to be checked.
Hey.
You're late. You missed my Nakatomi Plaza.
Hey, buddy. Sorry I'm late now. Thank you.
Welcome. Open design. This would be kind of like Unix versus Windows. They say that the open design is more secure. I don't know, what do you think? How many exploits does Windows have versus Unix? My husband put AES. He said DES versus AES. Because DES is more of a closed design and AES is more open, and AES is far more secure than DES. Separation of privilege, just making sure that only those who need to have, no, that's the least privilege. Separation of privilege is keeping it separate so that not everybody has permission, or making sure that two people have to be present in order to make, to access it. Least privilege is making sure that people only have access to what they need to do their job and nothing more. If someone leaves the job, then you're supposed to make sure that you change that so that they can no longer access it. We have quite a high turnover in our area right now. Least common mechanism. I think that was supposed to be his retina scanner down there. No, that was psychological acceptance. Least common mechanism. Any of your textbook?
Yeah.
Look on page 31. Yeah, it's funny. I know the page number for it too. Because I was trying to find little things that I could say about each one of the things to help you understand it a little better. And I can't remember.
Minimize mechanisms for shredded variables common to more than one user and dependent on by all users.
Okay, so making the variables different for each user. Psychological acceptability. When my husband explained this one to me, because I was asking him for different examples, why he has the fingerprint scanner. We don't have door locks at our house. We have combination locks, so you don't have to worry about losing keys, which I'm like really bad about losing. And he used to have a fingerprint scanner at the door, and this was back before my time. And he said that his maid, they had a maid that came out. I wish he still did, but he used to have a maid that came out to help clean the house, and she would absolutely, positively freak out. She did not want that. She did not want her fingerprint scanned. She said that was an invasion of privacy, and she refused. So psychological acceptability is what you're comfortable with. If you're not comfortable with parting with that, like laser scanners in your iris scanners, would you be comfortable with having an iris scanner? Some people would, some people wouldn't. I have eye issues. I don't think I would be comfortable with that because I think that would hurt my eyes more. So it just depends on what you're comfortable with.
We have at work, we track everything. I work at Wilshire Gun, the gun range with the bar in it and all that. And we track everything by your driver's license, right? So if you go drink, we flag your ID in our computer system. So when you try and check onto the range, I can see if you've been drinking or not. You get the people that come through, like, you can't scan my ID for anything. Sorry, I can't do anything for you. Or if they try and buy something, no, don't link it to my driver's license, but then they pay with a credit card.
That makes no sense
Exactly.
whatsoever. Wow. Okay. Okay, so does anybody know what NIST stands for?
Oh, shit. Pretty much.
You need to know this one. All right, let's pull it up because
No, don't tell me.
you're going to need to know it because you're going to need it in almost all your classes.
Ah, there it is.
Okay. Get familiar with this website.
Yeah.
You will need it, especially in your policy classes. When I was in the policy class, we had to summarize 20 of them. I've heard some professors did a lot more than that, but 20 took forever. So, but these are standards that the government has on how to do just about anything and everything. And why do we need standards? Anybody?
To establish your level of mediocrity.
Because if everybody does their own thing, their own way, is anything going to work together?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So they have standards so that everything can be conformed so that everything works together.
National Institute of Standards and Technology.
That is it.
That sounds like a real dull job. I'm just gonna write SOPs all day.
Some people like it though.
There's a good.
Ah, what did I just do? I started from the beginning. No. Ah, how did that happen?
There's a good
Here we go.
XKCD on that on standards. So situation, there are 14 competing standards. 14, ridiculous. We need to develop one universal standard that covers everyone's use cases. Yeah, soon. Situation, there are 15 competing standards.
It's true though. Okay, so does anybody know where there's a deer on my page? I've never been, but my husband has been to the NIST building. And apparently it is a wildlife refuge. So they actually bring in deer, and he says there are deer everywhere on the campus. So he insisted that I have a deer on my page, and he went through like a dozen different deer before he finally settled on this perfect one right here. So I like the other one better because her cute little tail was up and she was running. So but that's okay. But NIST publications are good. They kind of give you early identification, mitigation strategies for confidentiality, integrity, and confidentiality. Helps you to make sure everything is secure. Provides awareness of challenges, identification of shared security services, and facilitation of information. Informed executive decision making. Delineation of business requirements in terms of confidentiality, integrity, and availability. It's very important in security to make sure that your data is confidential so that only those who need to have access can access it. Integrity. Make sure that it has not been changed in any way, shape, or form, because if, okay, let's say that you go to the bank, someone's hacked into your account, took all your money. Where's the integrity? There is no integrity. You just lost all your money. And available. Well, same would apply. You just lost all your money. Your money's not available. Same goes with data. Because you want the data to be available. Like when our network goes down at work, there's no availability. Everybody's kind of dead in the water. Nobody's working because the network's down. Conducting risk assessments and using results to supplement baseline security controls. Baselines tell us what? That everything's wrong.
It's like the established, it's like the measuring stick for you to determine what is wrong or, you know.
And where your normal should be.
Right.
Key security activities include integrating information systems into its environment, planning and conducting system certification, completing system accreditation activities, operations and maintenance. Definitely need to conduct operational readiness review, managing configuration of systems, performing reauthorization. Oh, disposal. Did you know that if you break a CD, you can still get data off of it?
Yeah.
At Tulsa University, whenever I was here, Dr. Shinoy came down and he talked, and they actually had a project where they took a broken CD, and some of the students had to put it back together and get data off of it, and they were amazed at how much data they could still recover. So what do you do with your CDs when you're getting rid of them?
Shred them.
Do what?
Shred them.
Shred them. At Tinker, we shred them. It was not fun because over Christmas,
Bless you.
Over Christmas, there was only like 3 of us in the office because I work in an office of like 40. It was just basically the managers and I there. That was it. And so I had like this massive stack of CDs because we got all new computers and all new monitors for everybody. I know, not very rare, not very common occurrence at Tinker, but this is the contracting department. Anyway, so I was told that even though these CDs came with the computers, we couldn't just throw them away because it has proprietary information and such on it, and licensing. So I had to shred every single one of them. The shredder got jammed. So I was sitting there for like an hour pulling these shreds of plastic out, hoping I didn't shred my hands. But yeah, shred them, because something broken like this, you can still get the data off of.
So how would you just glue it back together?
Honestly, I don't know how they did it. They had specialized equipment, that much I know for sure. But criminals have specialized equipment all the time. And it's like at Tinker, if you're getting rid of a computer, the hard drive has to go through a special cleaning before you are allowed to dispose of it. And you have to have a certificate saying that you have completed this before they will even take the computer. So, yeah, I haven't had to do
They
that yet.
degauss the hard drives and then they
Yeah.
break them.
Yeah. And I was told, because it's the contracting department and they have a lot of confidential information, they're like, did you get rid of all the information? It's like, I re-imaged it. And they're like, well, this is special information. I was like, okay, it's not leaving base. It's being reused on base. And I very seriously doubt that they're going to allow someone to take it home so that they can use some forensic software on it to try to recover your data. And if they want to do that, they'd be talking to the equipment custodian. Not me.
Did it jam up a industrial shredder? Or?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I think that the bin just got really full,
Oh.
and it just, I really don't know. It just got jammed. Once I got it unplugged and we emptied the trash can, it was fine. It's just that normally it alerts you whenever it's full, and it didn't until it was jammed. And it looks like it was jammed from the moment I put my first CD in there. So yeah, and I'd probably put 100 of them in there before it alerted me. It was quite a bit. So it was an interesting day for me. But I had nothing better to do, so what can I say? Security professionals, a wide range of professionals are required to support a diverse information security program. So like a tinker. I'm a peon. I mean, literally, I mean, I support my 40 people. I love my people and they love me back, which is why I'm still there. But they have different departments. They have like the network side, they have the network security side, they have the file servers. I mean, they have everything broken up into different compartments, and it's to keep, it's a security thing so that everything is compartmentalized. You don't want one person having too much, and I think that they've done more so now that, you know, Snowden did his thing, especially with contractors, but also with AFNet. Senior management is a key component, because they kind of keep everything running and keep control over everything. They have a very hard job. Chief Information Officer is your senior technology, I'm sorry. You said
No,
something?
I'm just cheering for the senior.
Oh. Senior Technology Officer, primarily responsible for advising the senior executives on strategic planning. It's going to be your head guru. And then your Chief Information Security Officer usually reports to the CIO and has the primary responsibility of asset management and implementation of information security.
Ma'am, you mentioned Snowden. I was looking at one of the videos that that you have for chapter 1.
Mm-hmm.
The one where the gentleman is what is that conference he was speaking at? DEFCON.
Oh, yeah.
And he is in information and like security circles. Is Snowden viewed like as a hero?
Very strong opinions.
I think it really depends on
both
who you
sides?
talk to.
Because they were like,
Because
thank you, Eric Snowden. Because
I think he harmed our nation more than he helped anybody. I mean, yeah, he brought to light some issues, but I think that he did it in a totally wrong way. So no, I would not say that we view him as a hero. Because another thing, he gave us all a bad rap, and so now they're going to be even stricter on those of us who are not in it for self-grandization, you know? I mean, some of us are actually here, you know, working for the government because we want to help the government. And so it kind of gives us a bad name. That's
So I
just
guess
my
he
opinion.
helped shed light on some program that was coming out that was going to be in violation of our civil rights or civil
Yeah.
liberties, rather.
That's what I heard. But, I mean, I didn't read all of it because we were told do not touch any of it.
Right.
So I
I
didn't
remember.
open anything that was available
Yeah,
online.
I
I didn't read any of the articles
I
that were
didn't read
available online
anything.
until months afterwards.
They told us,
Because I was not going to risk my job for it.
right, they told us not to read anything.
Yep. So I was kind of blind for a while,
Yeah.
and I was okay with
I
that.
remember.
Why?
Because they told us basically if they caught us if they caught us with any of the information, we'd lose our jobs.
It was,
Yeah, when I was in, they even said if you go to WikiLeaks,
Yeah.
even just going to the website, they're gonna fry us for it.
Yep.
because the information was classified, and if we don't have the clearance or need to know, then we're in violation of our non-disclosure agreements.
See, like I have a secret clearance, but I do not go out and actively look for any documents. I don't want to see anything that's classified because I don't have a need to know, and I don't want to take any chances of someone say, well, Virginia had that information. If I don't see it, I can't be accused of anything. So, for me, it's just, I'd rather not know.
Most of the people at an event like DEF CON, he would be a hero, but for those who are more technology professionals, especially those who have a connection to the government,
Yeah.
have a very harsh opinion of it. So
Yeah.
within the information security world as a whole, is very mixed opinions, but those who are generally independent are in favor of his actions. Those who usually have a clearance don't like it.
Okay, information security project team. This is a list of the different people that you would probably have in your team. You're always going to have a champion, someone who's at the lead, taking charge of the whole thing. Security policy, risk assessment. Going to have professionals because each person knows their own area. It's like if you were to throw me in file servers, yeah, I could probably figure it out, but I wouldn't be an expert day one. So you want to have experts on your team when you're doing a information security project. Give me a second. My headache's coming back. Data responsibilities. Data owner, senior management responsible for the security. Data custodian is responsible for the information systems that are processed, transmitted, and stored. And data users are the ones that use the information. So the data users are the general populace. Data custodian, I look at that kind of like the equipment custodian. Equipment custodian is responsible for the computer and the monitor and all of the things that cost the company money. The data custodian is the one that's responsible for it and how to store it. And then the data owners are the ones that are responsible for everybody and everything. Communities of interest, groups of individuals united by similar interest values within an organization. If you are not involved in any of, like, we're members of AFCEA. I'm also a member of Infragard. Are you in Infragard? We went to, what was it? It was something that Infragard put on recently.
Information,
Yeah,
warfare summit.
the Warfare Summit.
That was good.
And, yeah, it was. And so while we were there, they were like, oh, you should sign up. And so I immediately, when I got back to work, I signed up. So my husband still hasn't signed up, and I'm already in the group. But they provide a lot of really good information on different security aspects. Because Infragard is put on by the FBI. So you have to apply to the FBI in order to get access to it. But it's awesome.
Is that it?
No, it's literally Infragard. INFRAG.
UARD.
No.
Oh,
GARD.
You're all right. And what's AFCEA? Air Force Computers?
Armed Forces Communications and Electronics Association.
Yeah, it's the one that the Air Force has, the group that meets every week. Is it every week or is it every month?
It's every
Yeah,
month.
that's it. And I applied, and then you actually have to call them to get your password to get in. Because they have to verify your identity. And so when you actually sign up, it has you do like a security phrase or word. Write it down or something, because I did it and a month or two later they call me. How in the world am I supposed to remember what I put in there? Because there's no hints. There's absolutely no hints. So do it something that you'll remember, or write it down somewhere, like in your phone, because that way when they call you, you've got it handy. We had to reset mine, and it was a hassle.
If I'm active duty, am I allowed to do it?
I would think so.
It
I would
looks
say read up on it, but I
Yeah,
don't
it's
think
cool.
that there would be a problem with an active duty member applying. I mean, it's just FBI that runs it. And it just provides information. Like different articles and different vulnerabilities, and I don't know, then you get like first word of any upcoming conferences and such. So I don't know, I like it. But it's definitely good if you're going to be in the IT field to join a couple of the groups, because it's good on your resume and you get a lot of really good information. Information security, is it an art or a science?
both.
I agree. Implementation of information security is often described as a combination of art and science. Security is an art, no hard and fast rules, nor many universally accepted complete solutions. No manual for implementing security through entire system. As a science, dealing with technology desired for rigorous performance levels. Is it distracting with me doing the chair thing? I'm nervous, and this kind of helps my nervous.
Who are you?
Making sure. Almost every fault, security hole, system malfunction is a result of interaction of specific hardware and software. If developers had sufficient time, they could resolve and eliminate faults. Could could they?
No.
Not all of them.
I don't think that they could. I mean, they could eliminate some, but I think you've got enough people out there who make it their lifelong dream to hack into machines, and they're gonna find a vulnerability somewhere. So,
I mean, just physically, it's impossible because data corruption, some percentage comes from, every bit of information on your computer is vulnerable to neutrino decay. So literally radiation, the background gamma radiation from the universe will corrupt bits, and that's why sometimes data will become corrupted over time. So that will inevitably, at a percentage of systems,
yeah.
create natural vulnerabilities.
Everything decays over time. I mean, kind of like the old floppy disks. Some of y'all are probably too young for floppy disks, but our band director, she knows I'm in IT, so anytime she has an IT issue, she's like,
Excuse me.
is there anybody who can help me out? And she just kind of moves a little closer to me. It's like, I can see what I can do. I think I can find a floppy disk drive, maybe. And so she handed me these 2 floppy disks, and she's like, I just need one file off here, so if you can just get one file off, I don't know which disk it's on. And Ken's like, there ain't no way we're going to be able to get this. This is 10 years old. And so I was like, of course the doctor's office calls me out. That's just weird. Anyway, so I gave it to Ken because the only other floppy disk drive I had access to was a Tinker, and it was in my old apartment, and I didn't feel comfortable bringing it up there. But they were able to get all the data off of it. But Ken said that that's actually quite rare.
That they can.
Because normally it's magnetized and it loses it, and so he said it's very rare to be able to get it that long afterwards. But I think we rescued all the documents. It's kind of nice. So security as a social science examines the behaviors of individuals interacting with systems. Security begins and ends with the people that interact with the system, intentionally or otherwise. Security administrators can greatly reduce the level of risk caused by end users and create more acceptable and supportable security profiles. You'd have training, lots and lots of training.
The social science aspect. If you haven't ever looked at it, the @Matt Twitter handle, it's @MAT. You guys should look at the trail that they use to take that Twitter handle.
See, I'm never on Twitter. But @Matt?
Yeah, so they called Apple or Amazon, one of the 2 first, and they were able to get into one of those accounts somehow.
Huh, okay.
And they uploaded a completely, I think it was Amazon first. They uploaded a completely wrong,
MAT?
yeah, it was the wrong credit card number. They just uploaded a fake one, and then immediately called Amazon and said, hey, I need to recover this account. And somehow they're able to change the passwords, and they use that fake credit card information that they just uploaded. And Amazon was like, all right, well, here you go. Here's access to the account. And they were able to track it over to Apple, and then from Apple to Twitter.
I did, man, the movie, Trackdown, I watched it again about, Mitnick. The social engineering tactics that he
It's
used.
crazy.
That's
I mean,
that social
I was
aspect.
listening to him at the meeting, and it's just the stories. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking partly of the book, but the stories that he tells about how he convinced people to.
Yeah.
He pretty much just walked up. I mean, he kind of reconned a little bit, and he'd get a little information about some of the people in the place. And he's like, oh yeah, I'm so and so with such and such, and I just need this information. And he's like, I really don't want to get in trouble for this. So if you could really help me out, that'd be really cool. And yeah, I mean, he's just buddy with them, and it's amazing. Because I could never do that.
He just.
I'd be too guilty, and so they'd be able to see it in me because I can't fake people out like that. I can't. So it just kind of impresses me that it can, but it scares you too because there's a lot of people out there like that.
He just totally got that. That was back, what, in the 90s, 80s, 90s.
Yeah, it was a long time
It was
ago.
a long time
But if
ago.
y'all haven't watched any of the Kevin Mitnick movies, you should definitely check them out because they're crazy.
He says he has a 100% success rate in his consulting for social engineering exploit.
I know. I tell you, people are your weakest link. Because, I mean, we're fooled all the time.
Well, it's just people want to either help,
I
or
know.
they're afraid if they don't, they'll get in trouble. So it's
Yeah.
just,
And it's kind of like when I was at Dell, you know, you're not supposed to let people piggyback, but people do it all the time. Hey, you know, yeah, sure, I'll just walk right in. Because they have two. You have to scan to get into the main doors, and then you have to scan to get into the actual doors of the building. Very secure. And yeah, people piggyback all the time. And they give you training, like it seemed like every month whenever I was there, and saying, do not let people piggyback. And people did it all the time. It's crazy. And there's our summary. Everything that we just went over. So anybody have any questions? So I'm going to try to do that more often now. Have the, like, the little pictures in there.
Did you press that? Stop recording.
Oh, I didn't. Thank you. F10.